Or Lesson 2, Establishing and Maintaining Broadcast Standard Operation Procedure 46R Soldiers Manual Ham Task 214-177-3454. Establish and maintain a broadcast standard operation procedure. Introduction. To function smoothly and efficiently, each section of the broadcast operation operative with a guidance standing operation procedure. The standard operation procedure provides information consisting responsible to procedure to accomplish the mission. Your section standard operation procedure should be the written orientation tool of the newcomers out of the reference of material of the current staff member. The newly assigned broadcaster should be able to read section of the standard operation procedure and understand the mission of the procedure. You will the standard operation avoid panic situation, arrive at the mission requiring a long unused procedure. Staff members similarly look up the standard operation procedure. He is on the way completing assigned tasks. Through this section of the standard operation procedure is a valuable time-saving document. Standard operating procedure. The purpose of the lesson will only be to confirm the process of the outline, the steps that pertain to the one procedure of the process that will be repeated and included all of the procedure in the operation provided you with a complete standard operation procedure. Your avenue approach should determine the task of which your section recurrent the selection. Those of the procedure of the work with an example of this lesson will be the record library procedure for the ensure of the Army Force radio, television, shipments. Writing the procedure. There are several steps to do for the writing of the procedure. Oversee section personnel performing the procedure. The steps of the procedure to make note of any deficiency. Ensure procedures or meet all of the requirements of the existing publication of the directives. If necessary, modify the procedure. Make it efficient to make it conform to all current policies. Note one procedure that must address of the broadcast operation. Operating broadcast supply with a method of procedures for the structured and according to local operating procedures over the station network. Confer with the station's property book officer for the proper forms and their completion. Instructions for the ordering broadcast supplies should be part of the standard broadcast standard operation procedure. Title. Begin with your procedure with the start of the title with the current date with a standard operation procedure with the number. It can be detained with administrative office drive with the section and internal use. Example. In processing incoming Army Force radio television serve the record library material 19th November 1905 number 2105. Purpose. Next on the list of the purpose section, write the paragraph that indicates the brief system and the activity procedure. Example. Explain with the step necessary with the unpack and inspect inventory catalog file with the count Army Force radio television serve the radio program material in accordance with the Department of Regulation 51-2020R Appendix F of the network local standard operation procedure. Scope. Write a scope section indicating to whom the procedure applies. Example. The procedure outlined in this section pertains to all of the assigned personnel. Definition section. Do not overlook the definition section. Explain what the term the acronyms pertaining to the procedure. Example definitions are L radio or BP radio priority unit, RU radio unit, RPL radio priority library, 40C top American stop, 40 American country cut down, FML frequency FM library, FMP FM priority, TP tops and pop, P popular, C classical, W western, MB marching band, SEL sound effects library, ME PML production music library, MISC miscellaneous Army AFR TSBC Armed Force Radio Television Server the Broadcast Center, X for Christmas music, IAW in accordance with responsibility. Each standard operation must have a responsibility section explaining with a major function of the superordinates involved in the procedure. Example, responsibility. A radio section personnel with the responsible knowing the chef involved with the unpacking, inspecting of the inventory, cataloging, filing, accounting with the Army Force Radio, television, services, radio program material, supervising responsibility, ensuring all the steps in processing procedure carried out correctly in accordance with the station standing operation procedure, Department of Defense Regulation 51-2020R Appendix F. The next step of the process of the right with the procedure station, the details step by step of the how of the procedure of the performed, also with the include with the section performance chain with the quality control information. Example, radio personnel, some of the process of the Army Force Regulation television for the records must adhere to the following guidelines. When you come on the radio station and arrival to the station outlet, you must first unpack with the shipment and inspect with the material and ensure that all of the presence of the not damage of the check for the records of the tape against for the packing list for the accountability. Check for the damage of the defect, if any, with the material of the damage of the defect within the Armed Force Radio television server the broadcasting center directly. Notification should be included with the disposition instruction of the damaged material of the Army Force Radio television server the broadcasting center may direct the material to return with the inspection of the may authorize local destruction. No prompt notifications also recurring within more than 5 days of the lapse, so they expect the arrival of the shipment can circulate related to material of the outlet showing the notified of the preceding outlet as well with the following with over the circle the limited with the number to copy the tape within ditch with normally held with the Army Force Radio television for the broadcast center with the replacement of the damaged lost shipment of the small supply retain short period of the time and the addition recycle therefore with the prompt notifications is essential with the message of the mailing address of the Army Force Radio television server that can be found with the Department of Defense Regulation 5120R Appendix F. The audio materials should then be separated according with the program type, RU, FML, RP, etc. Artist title cards should be also separated with the use to also separate all of the other program material with the music charts by receive the news layer of FML, music listing, etc. With the RL material is separated with the music tape categories, Western Country, PMB, miscellaneous, etc. With the RL records cover labeled both sides with both left and right upper hand corners with a proper classification of the number. To further assist the announcer of selecting popular music covers with the color coded with the 1 inch center of the mark along with both outside edge of the record covers color coded. Red albums, various artists. Yellow albums featuring various artists with the hints from the past. FML tapes have them in filed chronologically in the program being located with the record library. Artist title cards are then filed alphabetically. The FM music listings are attached in chronological order from the clipboard library and identified for that purpose. Radio specials sometimes available. The Armed Force Radio Television Service Broadcasting Center. The type of timeliness material will be determined whether the shipment provided with the on-distant tape with which I'll leave the receiver the instruction for you with the disposition will appear on the packing list. The supervisor evaluation guide is provided in Appendix A. Files involved with the procedure right of the file section, indicating the location file with the explanation, explaining what the files are with the establish maintain examples. File with the Army Force Radio Television Services, artist title with the card with the located with the record library with the chief of the radio announcer responsible for ensuring the files are up to the date and the order. If applicable, the writer reference section listed up to all of the publication governing the guide pertaining to the procedure. Example, from Defense Regulation 51-2020R with Appendix F with the Standard Training Procedure Publication 46R 1, 2, 3, 4 Soldiers Manual Trainer Guides for Broadcasting Journalists, August 1988. Example, the complete procedure of the menu with the prepare with the annex section and include the section and sample form recorded formats illustrated with the procedure with the alphabetically labeled in each annex A, B, C, etc. Example, Annex A, got evaluation processing procedure with the Army Force Radio Television Show Radio Program shipment checklist, unpacks incoming radio shipment, and inspect radio materials against the packing list with accountability for damage, directly notifies Army Force Radio Television Service Broadcasting Center if any shipment is lost, damage, or containing defects. Notify proceeding station and the next station on the circuit. Supervises label program materials in accordance with standard operation procedure. For RL records in IAWSOP with FML tapes chronological IAWSOP. File artist title cards alphabetically. Fills FM music listing IAWSOP. Place radio material at the appropriate location prior to the airing IAWSOP. Process ongoing radio materials next station when the circuit is requested. Destroys RP, the IAW Armed Force Radio Television System Broadcasting DP1 file destruction documents. When authorized, locally destroy the record and file the destruction documents authorized Armed Force Radio Television Services Broadcast Center to grouse FM tapes to be used by other purposes within the station. When not authorized, destroy the FM tapes file with the destruction documentation. Provide Army Force Radio Television for the broadcast copy of the destruction documents items 12, 13, and 14. Note that all the steps and procedure completed in this time are put together in a travel example. The procedure starts on the next page. Or the procedure draft and processing incoming Armed Force Radio Televisions for the recorded library materials. Purpose, explain the step of the necessary to unpack and inspect with an inventory catalog file on account of the Army Force Radio Televisions for the radio program materials. So the procedure outlined in the section pertaining to all assigned personnel, the definition, radio library, RL, BR, radio priority, RU, radio unit, RPL, radio priority library, 40C, the top 40 American country countdown, FML, FM library, FPM, FM priority, TP, tops and pops, P for popular, C for classical, W for western, MB for marching band, SEL, sound effects library, PM, production music library, MIS, miscellaneous, AFR, TSBC, Armed Force Radio Television Broadcast Center, X, Christmas music, IAW in accordance with responsibility. Radio section personnel are responsible for knowing the steps involved with the unpacking, inspection, inventory, cataloging, filing, accounting, Armed Force Radio Television, serve the radio program materials. Supervisor responsible for ensuring all steps in processing are carried out correctly and in accordance with the station and standard operation procedure with the Department of Defense Regulation 51-2020R Appendix F. Radio personnel assign and process incoming Army Force Radio Television services. The records must adhere with the following question guidance. When When incoming materials arrive at the station outlet, they must unpack the shipment of this and inspection of the material to ensure all of the items are present and not damaged. You should check with the record of the tape of the goods packing list and accountability check for the damage of the defects and any of the material of the damage deficiency with the notice for the Army Force, radio, television, for the broadcast or directly. The notification should include the disposition instruction of the damaged material of the Armed Force, radio, television, so the broadcasting center may direct material of the return for the inspection may be authorized local destruction. Note, prompt notifications also reviewed every 5 days for the lapse of the arrival of the day. The shipment of the circuit material of the outlet should notify of the preceding outlet with those following the circuit. A limited number of company types and discs are normally held with the Army Force, radio, television, instead of broadcasting a replacement of a damaged lost shipment. The small supply retained with a short period of time and then is then recycled. Therefore, prompt notification is essential. Separate audio materials according to the program type of the artist title card shall be separated. You should also separate all the other program materials, music chart, bio sheet, the newsletter, FML, free FM library, music listings, etc. RL material, music type category, Western, classical, P, marching band, miscellaneous, etc. RL record covers are labeled on the both side of the both left and right hand upper corners with the proper classification and number. Further assistance with announcer selecting music, popular music cover, the color coded with 1 inch center of the move along with both outside with the edge of the right cover, color codes, red albums with the various artists, yellow albums featuring various artists with the hits from the past. The FML tapes are then filed chronologically in program located the record or labeled the artist title card, then filed the art alphabetically with the FM music listing and attached with the chronological order, clipboard elaborated and identified with the purpose. Radio specials are sometimes available at the Army Force, radio, television, broadcasting with the type of timeliness material will determine whether the shipment is provided with a disc of the tape with which output will receive the instruction for you with the disposition will appear the packing list, supervisor evaluation guideline appendix A, the Armed Force radio television service, the Armor's title of the card files located in the record library, chief of the radio announcer responsible for the ensuring the files are up to date within order, reference, Department of Defense Regulation 51-2020R with appendix F with the standard training publication 4646R 1234, Soldiers Manual Training Guidelines, Broadcasting Journalist, August 1998. Annex A Guide, Evaluation, Processing, Procedure of the Army Force, Radio, Television Program, Shipment and Impacting Incoming Radio, Shipment and Inspect the Radio Material against Packing List, Accountability for the Damage directly, notifies Army Force, Radio, Television, Services, Broadcasting Center, and Shipment with lost damage and contained with the defects, notified with the preceding station, the next station, circuit, separated, label, program, material in accordance with standard operation procedure, files RL, requires in accordance with the standard operation procedure with the FM library table chronologically in accordance with standard operation procedure, file artist title cards alphabetically, full FM music listings in accordance with standard operation procedures. Place radio material with an appropriate location, probably airing in accordance with standard operation procedure. Processing outgoing radio equipment material with the next station. Circulated request to destroy the RP material with the in accordance with Department of Regulation 5120R with the appendix F to file the destruction documents. Authorized locally destroy the record file with the destruction document. Authorized Army Force Regulation radio televisions for the broadcasting disguises FM tapes to be used with the other purposes within the station but not authorized to the FM tape with the file of the destruction documents. Provides Army Force radio televisions for the broadcast copy with the destruction of the documents forms item 12 and 13 and 14 and approval. If required, submit with the section of the draft of the procedure with approval in accordance with the local standard operation procedure with the correction and nature of radio with the final procedure with include with the signature block with the person authorized to proceed with you and your supervisor, the network commander, station commander, so to determine the number of the copies needed to have the procedure reproduced, the distributed notice. This are a copy of the section on the personal file with the procedure with the section file will provide one copy to your supervisor. And that is the book.